And we want the Egyptians now to agree to spell out the details of this peace treaty. After that is done, we can then sit down to details.
But this is hopeless, since neither of you apparently will move from your position. Surely you, in the position of strength, can afford to spell out what you're prepared to withdraw from.
Well, we have the position of strength because we are along our present borders. If we move from them, we don't have strength.
I'm not suggesting you should move, but surely you should spell out what you will be prepared to move from.
Well, I don't see any sense in that unless we know that there is going to be a sincere peace.
But it'll give you something to talk about, something serious to talk about.
Well, surely peace is a good enough thing to talk about.
But in general terms, you really are not making much progress.
I would say that imperceptibly there is progress in the area, far more than one imagines. But the great mistake that is being made is to try to work this peace out like a shotgun wedding. It won't work that way. It has to be, there's a very basic problem here, a very deep problem between two peoples, and it has to take much more time than working according to a stopwatch set by the Egyptians.
What's going to happen when the present ceasefire expires on Friday night? Are the Egyptians going to start shooting again?
Well, they say that prophecy has passed from Israel since the destruction of the temple. I wouldn't like to prophesy. I would estimate that it would pass reasonably quietly. They may or may not renew it formally, but it may continue de facto. For how long, of course, one can't tell.
Israel's making it very plain that her options, should the Egyptians start firing again, are open. In other words, you wouldn't necessarily confine the fight to the canal. Now, what do you exactly mean by that?
Well, definitely, you see, the Egyptians have concentrated this vast force now with missiles and artillery and tanks along the canal in a given area. And what they apparently expect is that we adapt ourselves to the battle as they see it. Well, we don't intend to do that. Egypt is a very, very big country, and we don't have to concentrate necessarily in our reaction on the canal.